Anyone who dared to ask to leave was met with a stern refusal and oftentimes harsh punishment. The queen's guards would patrol the borders, ensuring that no one escaped. The villagers lived in constant fear, their every move watched and controlled. A long time ago, in the heart of the African savannah, there was a village called Azura, lying between two great rivers. Azura was a place of breathtaking beauty, with rolling hills, lush green forests, and sparkling waterfalls. But beneath its idyllic surface, Azura was a village of secrets and fear, ruled by a queen who wielded power with an iron fist. Queen Akua was a just and fair ruler, loved by her people when she first ascended the throne. However, as the years passed, she became increasingly paranoid and power-hungry. She surrounded herself with a loyal guard and advisors who feared her wrath, and slowly but surely, she began to tighten her grip on the village. One of her first decrees was that no one was allowed to leave Azura without her explicit permission. At first, this seemed reasonable, as the outside world was full of dangers and uncertainties. But as time went on, it became clear that Queen Akua's true intention was to keep her people trapped, dependent on her for everything. Anyone who dared to ask to leave was met with a stern refusal and oftentimes harsh punishment. The queen's guards would patrol the borders, ensuring that no one escaped. The villagers lived in constant fear, their every move watched and controlled. Despite this, the villagers of Azura were a resilient people. They found ways to thrive in their confinement, developing a rich culture and tradition. They told stories of the outside world, passed down through generations, and dreamt of freedom. One young man named Kofi dared to challenge the queen's rule. He was a curious and adventurous soul who longed to see the world beyond Azura. He spent countless nights gazing at the stars, wondering what lay beyond the horizon. Kofi's desire for freedom became an obsession, and he began to secretly gather like-minded individuals, forming a plan to escape. But the queen's spies were everywhere, and soon Kofi was caught and brought before the queen herself. Queen Akua was furious, her anger and betrayal palpable. She sentenced Kofi to live in the village dungeon, a dark and foreboding place where few ever emerged. But Kofi's spirit remained unbroken, and he continued to inspire others, even from his prison cell. Years passed, and the villagers of Azura continued to live in fear, but they never forgot Kofi's bravery. They whispered stories of his defiance and the queen's cruelty in hushed tones, around campfires and in hidden corners. One day, a young girl named Nala, Kofi's daughter, grew old enough to understand the truth about her father's fate. She was a fierce and determined child, with a heart full of love and a mind full of questions. Nala began to ask why her father was taken from her, why the queen ruled with such cruelty, and why they were all trapped in Azura. Her questions sparked a flame of curiosity in the villagers, and soon they began to demand answers. The queen, sensing the growing unrest, became even more tyrannical, but Nala's courage inspired others to stand up for their rights. A movement began, with Nala at its forefront, demanding justice and freedom. The queen, realizing her grip on the village was slipping away, called upon her loyal guards to quell the rebellion. But the villagers, fueled by their desire for freedom, fought back. In the ensuing battle, the queen's guard was defeated, and Queen Akua was overthrown. As the villagers emerged from their confinement, blinking in the bright sunlight, they saw a world they had only dreamt of. They saw cities and towns full of people from all walks of life, living freely and happily. They saw the beauty of the world, unencumbered by fear and oppression. Nala, now a symbol of hope and freedom, was hailed as a heroine. She returned to Azura, where she was welcomed back with open arms. The villagers, finally free, began to rebuild their lives and their community on their own terms. After Queen Akua's downfall, the villagers of Azura worked tirelessly to rebuild and rediscover their community. They formed a new government led by a council of wise elders, chosen for their kindness, wisdom, and fairness. Nala, now a respected elder, played the key role in this transition, ensuring that the village's new path was guided by freedom, equality, and justice. As the villagers began to explore the outside world, they discovered the wonders of technology, trade, and cultural exchange. They formed alliances with neighboring towns and cities, learning from their experiences and sharing their own unique traditions. Azura flourished, becoming a beacon of hope and progress in the region. Kofi, Nala's father, was released from the dungeon, his spirit still unbroken. He was hailed as a hero, and his story inspired generations to come. He spent his days teaching the young ones about the importance of courage, freedom, and standing up against oppression. The villagers also worked to restore their connection with nature, which had been disrupted by the queen's rule. They revitalized their ancient farming practices, harnessing the power of the rivers and the sun to create a thriving agricultural community. The forests were protected and the waterfalls were once again revered as sacred sites. As Azura prospered, its people never forgot the lessons of their past. They honored the memories of those who suffered under Queen Akua's rule and worked to ensure that such tyranny would never again threaten their freedom. Years passed and Nala grew up to be a wise and compassionate leader, beloved by her people. She continued to guide Azura, always mindful of the village history and the importance of protecting their hard-won freedom. And so the story of Azura serves as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope and courage can lead to a brighter future. Hello guys, where are you watching from? Did you enjoy my story? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and when you're done, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you get notification when we post new videos. Thank you.